Okay, let's go ahead and get started there, everybody. Welcome back to another Strange World Jim stream. I'm your host, Strange World Jim, and today we're going to get back into our Conceptis puzzles. Um, we started on a fairly hard one yesterday. We solved our easy-ish puzzle that they gave. And then they gave us this Medium Plus version for the Cross-a-Pix. So we're going to continue with that. Going to play through that, and then um, we got some Terraria coding to do after that, and then we got Warframe at the very end of today's stream. So stay tuned for that. But let us go ahead and get to our Cross-a-Pix puzzle here. There we go. And we'll continue where we left off. Now, before I was trying to like check out like everything on the side, on the horizontal, and it got to a point where even though we've been able to kind of take care of a few things, there's parts where it's like, okay, well, um, there's not much more I can do here, you know, on its own. So, um, so what I was planning on doing was trying to tackle, more of the vertical this time around. So, can't really do anything there. 14, not much there. 7, definitely not enough there. So 12, nope. 15, not really. 16, again, no. There's 19 left. We need 5 or more, which, hey, guess what? There's 5. So that's helpful. We got 11 left. Too much. Let's see. That would be 17 left. I would need 6 or more, and there's nothing here for that. We have 8, so we have 10 left out of 18. And unfortunately, as much as, we have like, these fairly large um, portions right here, you know, um, well, I mean, I could probably use one of them, but it could be either or in this particular case. Obviously, if I need 10 more, I can't do I need at least one of them because this is 11 left out of the 18. So that wouldn't really leave enough for, like if I was just to pick this one, these two, and this 4 here, it wouldn't be enough to cover for the full 18. Um, so I need at least one of these 2 pieces, but I don't know which one. We have 9, which means we have 8 left and too much there. Okay. 7, we have 8 left. Again, too much there. There's 8 left there, too much. 10 left, too much. 10 left, too much. 11, too much. 11, too much. 16, not enough there. 11, nope. 12, no. 13, no. 11, no. 7, no. 9, no. Okay. 5, nope. 3, no. 3, no. 12, 2 left. 4, nope. 4 left, no. 4 left, no. 8 left. Not enough. 13. Nope. 6. Nope. Another 6. And I could do that one and that one. But that's about as much as we can do with that. Let's see. 16. We got 2 left. Can't really do anything more there. And we have 3 left there. Can't really do much there. And then we have 1 left there. And too much. Okay. But, you know, we got some additional additions and, you know, we were able to add a little bit more. Now, unfortunately, we didn't like cancel, we didn't like, you know, stop anything, you know, um, so, um, so as much as I would, like, you know, I like the fact that, you know, I was able to get, you know, a little bit more here, it doesn't necessarily help us out in the long run, I feel. Um, I mean, unless I find, you know, one where it's like, okay, well, you know, I got everything put in place, but, you know, I kind of doubt that, you know, I was able to get all of it. So, um, yeah, not much I can really do with this edition here for the time being. Um, but I was able to add in this piece and this piece here. Mm, not much else though. Um, okay, well, we'll have to look at, you know, something else to do then, because I don't really have much to go off of here. Um, no, no, no. Mm, not quite. Okay. No, nothing there either. Hmm. Nope, not enough there. Hey there, Kirito. How you doing? You need a hand? Well, you can't take mine. I need my hands. Hmm. I mean, wait for Halloween. Maybe you can go to like a Halloween shop and you can find one of those like fake hands. I mean, skeleton hands are pretty helpful too, but you know. Okay, let's see. Hmm. Okay. I look at this one and, I have 16 left, right, for the 33. That means, you know, out of the 20, we can, you know, remove 4 from the equation, right? So, um, now it could be like, this one and this one, for example, that could be removed, right? It could be any one of it could be these two fours here that could be removed. It could be like, this one and this one. I don't really know. But here's the thing. I need that one because there's no other combination here. Like, I don't have another 2 somewhere in here that I can cancel out to make this one also be canceled out, right? So, um, so I need this piece. So that's handy. Um, Thought a new Star Wars story and story takes place 1,000 years after Episode 9 on Earth. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're gonna try to combine Earth and Star Wars together, then you're already kind of breaking away from the concept that is the Star Wars galaxy. But I mean, you're writing your own story, which is perfectly fine. So, um, you know, it's what they say, like at the very beginning. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, right? So not necessarily our galaxy of the Milky Way, but another galaxy, quite a ways from us. Maybe on the other side of the universe. Who knows? Um, but I mean, you know, as long as you understand that, and you know, anybody reading your stories knows that you're writing up, something that is definitely not canon. Then yeah, that, people shouldn't have issues with that. Okay, 19. That means we have 5 left. Could be any one of these here. About this one. 10 left. Same problem. 14. That's 9 left. Same problem. And then of course 19 left. Yes, so yeah. 19 left? No. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay, wait a second. 9, at least 10 left. And we have 15 here. The thing is that, we need an even number. And the only thing that is odd in here is this one. So that one is definitely out. Um, and we're gonna have to like take out, either two of these or this single one right here, but we don't know which one yet, so we'll have to leave it alone for now. We have 11 out of 22. That means we have 11 left out of 12. So that means anything with a 2 on it is possible. Okay. Um, so there's that. 6. Too much there. 15. That's 9. Nope. Um, no. Nope. Okay. Um, let's see. Hmm, Okay, let's see. Hmm. Not really finding much for the moment. Hmm. Okay. Um. Okay, so you're basically saying what would the United States government do if they found an alien spacecraft with alien artifacts and so on and so forth up in space, right? Well, um, I mean, you're already talking about um um one, whether or not it still functions or not. And if it still functions, then obviously they have a lot of possibilities to try to study it and figure out what it can do and how to go about doing it, right? Which means that they would most likely take it to some form of like secret laboratory and like put it in some form of lab and just absolutely study the hell out of it. Now, how they would be able to try to do that with Slave 1, well, that's problematic because they wouldn't really know, you know, like if they, if they'd never even heard of Star Wars before, like, Star Wars was never a thing that came into anybody's mind whatsoever, okay? And they find some floating spaceship out in space, how are they going to be able to do any kind of scientific research on it, right? They can't necessarily easily, take it down to the ground easily because they wouldn't even know if it's possible to even get it down to the ground without it burning up in the inside the Earth's atmosphere. And even then, you know, the amount of um, you know ships and like the space shuttle, the um, space capsules and stuff like that, they're going at high speeds through Earth's atmosphere um, to get through it and still survive with the amount of heat that's generated just by the sheer um, by that sheer amount, right? So they'd be like looking at Star as Slave One and going, "Ooh, well, will this survive? Probably not." And even then, like how would they be able to determine that, right? Like they wouldn't necessarily be able to go like, hey, we can't really study this armor, very well up in space. We can't bring it down to the Earth to study it there. So they're gonna have to like, in a sense, kind of, if they find it, they're gonna have to try to do some form of like towing Slave One to the International Space Station, and then start doing, um, experiments on it and trying to figure out what it is, what it does. So, which then you're talking about exposing um, the idea of, yeah, there is an alien race out there, um, to basically the entire world, because the International Space Station is not exactly something that you can easily hide information, Um, I mean, you can still try, but you know, um, but yeah, I mean, as soon as you start trying to drag that Slave One into the International Space Station, then you have the potential of having cameras catching it, seeing it, and them going, "What is this?" kind of thing, right? So, um, so if I was like the U.S. government and I see like, hey, there's some spaceship floating out is in orbit, and we don't know what it does, we don't know what's on it, we're we are unsure about what's going on there, then I would probably be sending out um, missions to try to see if I can, in a sense, kind of surrounded by, in a sense, another space station, um, so that you can basically put, um, you know, uh, a means to try to get some modules up against Slave One and try to be able to get, some of the start analyzing the metal, start analyzing, what exactly it is, see if there's any way to kind of, look at I mean, let's face it, they might not even know what's inside of it. So, you're saying, they found, Boba Fett's armor in there. Well, they probably wouldn't necessarily be able to get into Slave One right away, much less, find the armor right away. You know, they'd find that spaceship and they'd be like, okay, well, we need to study what it is, figure out what's going on with it, blah blah blah, right? So they'd be doing their utmost on caution on that. So, and who's to say that there isn't some form of biological disease on the ship? Like, they wouldn't really know. So, you know, oh, they wouldn't trash it. They wouldn't trash it. They'd be studying the hell out of it. You know, they'd be trying to figure out what the armor is. They'd be trying to figure out what the if the jetpack works, if the missile works. Um, they'd be trying to figure out the propellant. Um, they would try to see, if there's any kind of fuel inside of it, or if it's some form of power cell. And if it's a form of power cell, then what actually is, what powers that power cell, that kind of thing. So I highly doubt that and the NASA organization would be, tossing it out thinking that it's a piece of junk. I mean, you can do that if you want to. I'm just saying. Um, uh, okay. Think of it this way. Did you ever watch the one movie, Independence Day? You know, um, where you have um, like Will Smith and oh, I'm forgetting all the actors in it. Jeff Goldblum. Um, I'm very bad at names, but it's about aliens coming down to Earth after studying us for years and try to destroy humanity and blah blah blah. Right? Um, think about what the government did. You know, like the government, you know, did a secret lab to study the crash landing for the that one alien craft, right? Think of that, but for Slave One. So that's what I would that's what I would expect, at which obviously if they found something floating up in space that is in orbit, they would try to build something that would try to um they wouldn't really know how it functions, what it functions, how, you know, what ticks in inside of it. They would try to figure out like how to actually, get inside of it, which, um, you know, that might not necessarily be as easy as you might think. Um, because I would imagine that Boba Fett, put some form of security on his ship, so that no one would be able to have easy access to everything that's on board of it. But I mean that's what I think. I don't know if that is actually true or not, but so yeah. Um, now, um, now here's the thing. Um, when the when you're able to like study everything in it, like how to make the armor, how to make the propellant, how to make the missile packs, and so on and so forth from it, and you study it, and you might actually figure out a way to replicate it, then you have that potential for people to use that information from NASA and start like mass producing it or something along those lines. Okay. A lot of things have kind of come from NASA, just outright studying and scientific research and stuff like that. And If they're studying Slave 1 and all of its components and the body armor and so on and so forth, then eventually, you could potentially have like a company getting put together to just try to make their own set of Boba Fett armor, you know, themselves, which obviously would, have its own risks and problems and so on and so forth. But I mean, um, so yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, um, you know, um, I'd be a little, you know, of course, things could be a little different. You never know, because you're talking about a separate universe that has the possibility of having, um, Star Wars and Earth, you know, in close proximity to each other. So in all reality, you can pretty much do whatever you want, but you have to figure out how the government would handle, something like that. You know. Now, um if Slave One was found by um a billionaire or something like that, that's kind of sending up his own things into space. Elon Musk. um, then they could pretty much take that and do whatever they want with it. Okay, so um, you know, so them going, hey, I'm going to see this body armor and I'm going to replicate it and give it to your 6-year-old boy. That to me sounds like a higher probability you know um, than what the U.S. government would do. You see what I'm saying? Like, a billionaire wouldn't necessarily care too much about, you know, um, they would, you know, they might look at it and go, okay, how can I turn this into my own buck? You know, how can I make this into a money making machine kind of thing? So, potentially. I'm just throwing that out there. So, hmm, okay, it's either one or the other here, but not both. Which means it's either this one or this one as well, not both. Problem is that I don't know which one. Yeah, let's see. 6 left. Can't really do much there. Hmm. Okay. Uh, um, sorry, I missed that little question of yours about, the public feel about a teenager with jungle fence armor and seems unstoppable. Well, he technically isn't necessarily unstoppable, because he would have to get out of that armor at some point in time. He would have to sleep at some point in time. So, he better have some really good security with him because, you know, all you need is one person to just hire an assassin to go after the kid, kill off the kid, steal the armor for themselves. So, um, and unfortunately in today's world, it's like, you have a lot of people that are, gonna be kind of, seeking out said power. So, mm, okay, hmm, okay. I'm gonna select this one, and, like I'm gonna remove this one and just gonna select that one. Yeah, just because of the sheer steps there. So, okay. Um, hmm, 'kay. I'm gonna do this as well. Yeah, okay. Let's see. 5 left. Can't really do much more there. Hmm. Let's see. 9. 14 left. Damn it. I was thinking to myself, maybe it's, the 10, and we can cut out 2 of the 4s, but it might just be you know, like these two together, and we could still have these two fours on this one. I don't know. This problem with this one's the fact that, you know, too many variables right at the moment. Hmm. Okay. I just don't think it's these three altogether. I think it's this one here. So that blocks out these two. Let's see. 11. Too much. 17. Too much. 15. Too much. 16. Too much. 11. Too much. 14. Too much. 16. Too much. 18. Too much. 19. Too much. 19. Too much. 24. Not enough. So. 14. 12 left. Can't really do anything there. 13. Nope. 11. Nope. 14. Again, not sure. I need like one more kind of canceled out here to really help me out on that. 10. Nope. 15. Not enough. Ay, 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 this one's rough. Having a hard time trying to find the finding the right kind of combinations to really work with this. I mean, the only option that I can see right at this moment in time is trying to use just, you know, the fact that, you know, it's a pixel drawing, so I need to, you know, draw it out. And it's like, I hate I hate trying to do that. I would prefer trying to be able to solve it logically, but I can't seem to find that one last little missing piece right at the moment. You know, I feel like I'm looking at this and going, okay, well, we got a 50-50 split, and I can't really do anything with it right at the moment. So, hmm, okay. I think I need that to as a connector between these two. And I think I need that. So, yeah. I don't think I need this one. So, nope, I was wrong. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I think I need to connect these to that right there. Yeah. Okay. That one's blocked off. Okay. Frick. Every single time that I'm like, oh, hey, I can maybe, you know, I added something more. Maybe I can help block off something else, but it doesn't really help out all that much. This is definitely living up to its name for being a medium plus, that's for sure. I don't think this is it. So I think those two, yeah, which means that one's closed off. Hmm. I don't think that one would work, but that one would. Hmm. I don't know, folks. God damn. 1 hour into this and I'm already struggling. Or I'm still kind of struggling on it. I'm not finding what I need in order to get to help solve this, and I'm kind of being, I'm taking risks and obviously getting some things wrong, you know, and I don't necessarily like that, but I can't really see anything that can really help me out here right at the moment. Mm, Like I feel like this one and this one would work, and not that one. But that was just by sheer coincidence that, I typically see something that has like a little staircase kind of, you know, pixels. So that was a pure guess on my end. So that's why it's like, don't like when I do that. Can't do that one. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I don't know if it's this one. Hmm. Okay. Well, I don't really see any great connections here at the moment. Hmm. Okay, so that's 14. We have 17 left, so need at least that one up there. Okay. I mean, that's kind of helpful. Can't do anything more there. Still haven't changed anything there. Okay. I Okay, Kirito, yeah, I guess I'm getting a little confused there, my man, because it sounds like you're trying to combine like two different storylines into into your old one there. I like it um like either you switched gears and started talking about your old storyline, or you're trying to combine your one idea about, Slave One being found with your old storyline. And I mean, um, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to write if you're trying to write storylines along those lines, you're gonna have to make sure that you're kind of clear as to like boundaries and stuff like that that you want to like make sure that you set up, because otherwise you know, if you're writing this out like, uh like if you were trying to write these into into a book form, right? Um one of the dangers of having like multiple storylines going at the same time is that you might accidentally have certain elements from one storyline bleed into the other. So, um, so are they going to be are they going to be like separate storylines, or are they kind of, you know, are they going to be kind of, together? Um, if they're separate storylines, then um, you're you got to be careful with that, because um, the like I said, the possibility of you having certain elements bleeding into each other could could potentially happen. Like you might like address something in your old storyline, for example, that was only really hinted at in this new storyline, right? So you got to be careful when you're kind of addressing those kind of things, when you're kind of talking about them. So two different storylines. Okay. Yeah, you definitely switched gears on me, and that's okay. It's just maybe give me a little forewarning there, because it's it almost sounded like you were still kind of talking about the old storyline, especially when you started talking about Jango Fett and Alexandria. I'm like going, wait, are they connected? You know, and if they're connected, then you're bleeding the two storylines together, and well, that's um, you're gonna have some problems if you keep on doing that. So just saying. Okay. Shit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to close on down this Conceptus portion. I was kind of hoping that I could figure this part out a little bit more. I was kind of hoping that there would be a little bit more that I could kind of do, or there would be a little bit more for me to find to try to figure out this without having to try to start, guessing at the overall picture, but I don't really know. That's my problem, is that I can't. There's too many unknown factors in both the horizontal here and the vertical that is not helping me determine, what works and what doesn't work anymore. So, you know, um, that's one of the problems with, sometimes these medium plus ones, is the fact that they have a lot of, like, singles to doubles in terms of overall size, and that obviously, you know, can can make things a little problematic when you're trying to figure out, like, uh, which one, which of these works and which one doesn't, kind of thing. So that's all. Um, but yeah, I'm not really seeing. Not really seeing much, so I'm gonna have to really figure out what. I'm probably gonna have to start doing some guessing here because I mean I don't really have much to go on. Um, so all right, okay. Yeah, I'll just have to kind of save it and close on down on this one. All right. Sorry I didn't get very far for those of you that are, like, checking out these videos later. Um, yeah, I couldn't really figure out what. I mean, like, I can try to, like, start making guesses and stuff like that. Like, hey, we have what looks to be like, um, a slope. So, like, maybe I can pick this one to, like, continue the slope. I again, I don't really know. But I'm not really finding much in terms of overall numbers that would really kind of help me out on this to try to solve this. So we're just gonna go ahead and oh wait, I did save it, right? Yeah, okay. So we're just gonna have to close on down for this particular video. Um, Yeah, I'm kind of struggling on it. Um, Trying to find the right kind of numbers out of it all, and I just can't seem to figure it out. And that's what's kind of irritating sometimes about these puzzles is that it's like, you know, um, like some people can see, you know, see a solution really easily. Or at least it feels like, some people can be able to like picture something and see like, oh yeah, if you have this and this and this and then therefore you can't really have this, and it comes so easily to them sometimes, and it's like, there are times where I kind of wish that I had that a little bit, but but yeah, I'm kind of struggling at this one. I'm gonna have to just start making. I'll continue this tomorrow. I'll continue trying to work on this particular Medium Plus puzzle tomorrow, in hopes that I will be able to complete it. But as it stands at this point in time, I'm probably gonna have to do some kind of guesses on it. So, not something that I've really enjoy doing because I mean it's supposed to be logic puzzles. It's supposed to be something that I can figure out. You know, um, but I mean at the same time, um, I might be dealing with, like I said before, same problem that I've dealt with, with like Minesweeper, where it's like, you might be able to answer the entire you might be able to answer the entire puzzle, but maybe at the very end you're given that choice of, it could either be this one spot or this other spot, and it's a 50-50, and you don't know which one it is. So, um, yeah, technically we're not there yet, kind of thing. Like, I'm not like it shouldn't feel like I'm in a 50-50. Like there should be more there for me to figure out, but I just can't seem to get it. So, so we'll have to save that for tomorrow. We'll continue working on that tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to try to figure it out. So, but that's going to be it for this particular video of the Conceptus. So, I want to thank everybody that was, watching me, even though I was struggling a lot on this one. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can give me a like and subscribe. Um, but that's going to be it for this particular session of the Conceptus Puzzles. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Check out the description for multiple links down there. But that is going to be it for today's puzzle. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording right now.